I'm back with another Minspra Spring Conference conversation. We're here with Lisa from Large Format Graphics. Thank you so very much for being with us today and
Thank you.
taking some time to chat. I'm curious just for you to let me know a little bit about what Large Format Graphics does, who you serve. I know looking at your website, there's a lot of really cool stuff from sports to schools to all sorts of different industries.
Yep. Yep. So we're environmentally branding the schools. We do a lot of sporting events. I've been working with Eden Prairie School District for about 6 or 7 years now.
Okay.
I redid the rebrand for Brooklyn Center Schools. We do a lot of work with the University of Minnesota.
Nice. And was the Brooklyn Center one, that was a few years ago?
Yeah, it was,
Or-
I think, 3 years ago. Yeah.
I think the company I was with at that time made a video about the rebranding, and
Oh,
we
nice.
took video footage of all the cool things.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'm familiar with what all that looked
Yeah.
like. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
it was a lot, yeah.
it was a lot.
It was quite a
yes.
bit.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about just like when you say you're rebranding, when you say you're providing the branding, like what are we talking about physically? What are you
Right.
like signage, wraps,
Yeah,
things like
interior, exterior signage. So we do a lot of vinyls on the floors, the windows, the walls. We do vehicle wraps, a lot of dimensional lettering and logos, a lot of acrylics, banners, trade show. It's quite a lot of everything.
Yeah. Is it typical that your clients, a school district is going through an entire rebranding process, or is it more, do you do like more surgical, like this one building or this one type of sign?
For a lot of new clients, we'll do a full rebrand, but then we are kind of doing upkeep after that.
Sure.
And say Minnesota United, every season we have something new.
Right.
We're consistently doing something for them. It's not a full rebrand, but it's just graphics as needed.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then what about from the design standpoint? Are you helping with providing graphic design? Do you kind of work with a design team if the school already has one?
We don't do design in-house,
Okay.
but I have a lot of contracted designers that I will hook up with my clients.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your personal journey. What got you into this industry, into starting this company? Did you start the company or
No, I
Okay.
bought the company in 2018.
Gotcha.
I started in print in 1987,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. But I started in commercial printing, and around 2010, I started learning about large format and wide format graphics, and it was just so exciting to me to be a part of that. So I switched entirely. I dropped all the commercial printing, went into large format, and in 2018 purchased the one that I'm at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it was super exciting for you?
Oh, the jobs that we get to do. I mean,
Okay.
we've done the men's and women's Final Four. We worked on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just, even transforming Eden Prairie schools. Once you put something up like that and you can see your final work, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
That's awesome. There is an element of that physical piece, right? Because like so much of the world nowadays is digital based. What we're doing here today is going to live online, you
Right,
know.
right.
But to see something in a physical space, to be able to touch it, like that's got to be really satisfying.
It is. And we did a 8-foot tall, 1.5-foot deep EP for the Eden Prairie Welcome Center. And it is just a giant showpiece that you see every time you go into the schools. It's things like that, that'll live on for quite a long time. And people are always taking pictures in front of it. And it's something that kind of grew in popularity, and it's just amazing now.
Awesome. Well, that makes me think, though, just about the impact that this work has on the culture of a building. What have you seen, like, the before and after of the culture once this type of a rebrand refresh has been done?
A little bit about what we talked about today in Minspra is the fact that it can really enhance mental acuity, I guess. It'll bring bold colors, will just make students start thinking in a different way. Calming
Interesting.
colors can relax. But everything through branding kind of unites the students and gives them a sense of belonging, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. The color science
it is.
aspect of everything.
Yeah.
Is that something that you dabble in, or
No, I leave that to designers.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it does enhance mental health, and it really gives a sense of belonging and responsibility to the students and that school spirit.
Yeah. Well, I think specifically about maybe a district that has a building that, there isn't funds to renovate the building. Maybe it's an older building, but maybe there's a way to kind of zhuzh
Elevate
it up
it.
a bit with
Yeah.
the signage. and
Yeah, we just
everything.
elevate it with graphics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and just to rebrand a wall can really lighten something up and make it look new again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are maybe, you've talked a little bit about some of the Eden Prairie work and some of the cool things there. What other like highlights stand out for you in terms of like really cool projects you've gotten to be a part of?
We built the arch for Minnesota United, so it's a giant wooden arch frame that they run in under every time they start a game.
Wow.
And then we have a 100-foot banner that they drag out to be the Minnesota United scarf on field. So
Yep.
those kinds of things really stand out to me. Our work on the Super Bowl stood out to me quite a bit.
Yeah.
I wrapped a Ferris wheel.
A Ferris wheel. How
Yes.
do you even do that?
I know, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But we had to wrap each car and then the sides of the Ferris wheel.
Which are mostly just like piping and
It
like
is. And yet,
scaffolding style
one of my
stuff.
installers didn't show up, and I was installing a Ferris wheel.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that actually perfectly segues into what I was going to ask you about next, which is just like the practical logistics of all of this. Like, how do you print something that large? When you talk about like a 100-foot banner, like
Oh, yeah.
I don't even understand how you can have a printer that does that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, because it's a continuous roll. Yeah,
Okay.
as long as it's 10 foot wide, we can just roll on forever.
Okay.
Well, until the end of the roll, but close to
Right.
forever for really intents and purposes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine though there's also like if it's a very large like wall or something like that, maybe it's coming in pieces.
It
when you're
is.
putting
Yep.
together?
Yep. It's coming in panels, so it's usually about 54 inches wide, and it's paneled across.
Okay. Awesome. How have things changed over the years in terms of like materials changing? And I would imagine there's probably been technological advancements in how
yeah.
like weatherproof items are
Yep.
and things like that.
Yeah, and then I think one of the best kind of wonders of technology is the rough wall vinyl. So that's when you wrap a brick wall and you have those crevices, and you can actually heat and roll the vinyl into that, and it'll take on the shaping and the detouring of the wall, and it'll look like it's painted on.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What would you say in terms of like, are there cost savings that come along with like doing this a certain way or whatnot?
Yes, there's different levels of vinyl. So if you're going to do something just very temporary, we're going to use one vinyl that's very cost effective, as opposed to say wrapping a vehicle where we need it to really be the
Sure.
weatherproofing, protective, and that'll be a little bit higher cost.
So it really kind of just scales with the application of what you're
Yeah,
doing. it
depending
for.
on what you're doing.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, obviously you have school clients.
Yes.
Minspra is, a really great event for school communicators to come together. Are you new to Minspra? Have you been at Minspra for a while
Nope,
before?
I'm new to Minspra.
New to Minspra, yeah. And what drew you to like actually like come in and sponsor?
Dirk from Eden Prairie was saying, do you
Yeah.
want to sponsor? Come on, let's sponsor. You guys are awesome. So I said, okay. And it kind of steamrolled into being one of the bigger sponsors here and
Yeah.
providing their graphics. And we really love being here. And I love meeting all of the people from the different schools.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, where can people find more information about large format graphics?
At largeformatgraphics.biz, B-I-Z.
Biz. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me today. I learned a lot.
Great. Thanks for
that's
having me.
awesome. Thank you.